Hey guys, Wolvie here with a special presentation. This is part 1, and this is going to cover female units who are in desperate need of a rework, plus 3 units where potentials of a rework could come along when the day it comes on global, and a surprise prediction of mine. So the first part here. Again, this is going to be on the female units only. Part 2 is going to be male units. And I'm going to go into the first part of this video is going to be units who need to rework. Second part is going to be the 3 units where I could probably guess as to how their reworks are going to play out. And I'm going to end this with the prediction. So, I'll be back. And I am back, and like I said, I'm going to start this part of the video with 4 units who I need is in desperate need of a rework. The very first unit should not come as a surprise. It is Fujin from Final Fantasy VIII. She is a specialist with the element of wind. However, because she has no rework, she also has no EX or EX+. It's like no one's practically using her. And she's one of those characters that's like, she's kind of fun to use in my opinion. But unfortunately, due to a lack of rework, due to a lack of EX+, she's pretty much benched in my squad. Yeah. And the second unit here that is in desperate need of a rework is going to be Kater for Final Fantasy Type 0. Now, although she's one of those interesting units, the main reason is that she is part of the Cursed 6. Now, the rework can actually help her in this regard. But because she has no rework, and the fact that she's part of the Cursed 6, it's one of those things that's like, do I really want to use her? Or is she perma-benched? The third character who I feel is in desperate need of a rework, and this will be a surprise to some, is going to be Quistis from Final Fantasy VIII, because the thing is, she's one role, and she's single target. This kind of hurts her in the long run, and the fact that she's the support unit and to some extent for varying people's friends list, this kind of hurts progress on a long-term basis. The fourth and final unit who I feel is in need of a rework is going to be Garnet from Final Fantasy IX. And the thing is with her is that she's kind of similar to Fujin with being a bit of an elemental specialist, but the fact that she does not have a rework, it's one of those things. It's like, why should I even go after her if she's not that good? And before I go into the 3 units who were like the potential of their reworks, is that the reason why I picked these 4 female units is because they've yet to get their rework on JP. So meaning that when it comes on JP, we're going to have to wait an even longer time on global to see it. So, without any further ado, we're just going to go do this as quickly as possible so I can get into the 3 units where I can see some directions of their reworks. So we have here the first person being Maria from Final Fantasy II. You have here Proper Shot, Arrow Rain, and Explosive Bow. Now, with Proper Shot, I'm going to say that one area there where the rework could play is the overflow aspect. We may see some overflow in this particular ability, And I won't be surprised if there's some AoE style damage here, meaning that the intended target gets everything, and the non-targets get a percentage. However, what they will likely keep the same is that this is going to be one of those guaranteed to hit. And another change I can see is that the HP damage is guaranteed instead of hitting a certain number, then the HP damage. Now with this second ability here, Arrow Rain, I will say that there's probably going to be more brave hits coming, because if you think about the rain that falls down from the sky, it's not just 2 drops. It could be something that goes on for hours or even a few days at a time. Now I do expect to see this with some degree of overflow percentage. I'll be surprised if it's low, but if it isn't low, I won't be surprised if it's 150%. When it comes to uses, I also won't be surprised if the number of uses of this goes up, because it's only 6 at the moment, and she can really benefit from more uses of Arrow Rain. And the splashdown the damage split, they'll stay the same. And then when it comes to buffs from this, will likely be more potent, including the HP heal going up. And the HP heal, I can see this going maybe 20, anywhere between 20 and 30% of individual max HP. Now, with her EX ability, Explosive Bow, overflow, yes to this. And it's going to be the same style of damage where intended target gets all of it, everybody else is half. Although this time around, I won't be surprised if the overflow is going to be 220%. And again, the other targets get half of that. Now, with the unique debuff it comes along with, instead of one person, it hits everybody. Although the intended targets version is going to be more potent. And the amount of bravery recovered to the team, that goes up as well. And the duration of this particular debuff also lasts longer. So the second unit, where I can see an interesting direction of their rework, is going to be Leonard from Final Fantasy V. You see here, Rapid Fire, Windrake Arrow, and Brave Phoenix. Rapid Fire, I'm going to say this right now, this is probably going to be AoE. This hits everybody. Despite how many units have the Brave hits dealt to them. Meaning that in the base form, and there's 2, like 5-4. But this also becomes guaranteed HP damage, and it's the same. The plus version, I kind of do see this with the overflow amount going up. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 180%. And it's distributed evenly to everybody. So the biggest thing I could see with Rapid Fire, this becomes AoE, hits everybody. And if there's more uses of this, even better, because it helps with some formats of longevity. The duration of her buffs are more potent and they last longer. Now with Windrake Arrow, this is where I see the most work coming out. First thing, more uses, because she doesn't, it's one of those abilities, it's like you really have to keep an eye on. Not just how many uses you have of it left, but the remaining amount of turns from the buff that comes along with it. So definitely number of uses for this particular move. The buffs, not only more potent, but they also last longer. Because if you have long fights, she's not going to be as much of use. And she will be forced to be more offensive than supporting the party. Now, let's see here if I can see. And I won't be surprised if there's some degree of overflow on this. Maybe 150 to 180%. But it is what it is. So, Brave Phoenix, her EX ability. Now, where do I see this going? The overflow amount, greater. I won't be surprised if let's see here. The buff that comes along with it, that has a longer duration and also acts as an invisible aura to the team. And let's see here. I think that's about it. I think the amount of overflow is also going to go up, probably 200%. Because her mixed bravery is not that great of a stat, but something that kind of like balances out because of the initial brave stat. Now, the third and final character where the interesting direction for rework, and this is because she is a global first character, is going to be, and I just passed her. This is Beatrix from Final Fantasy IX. You have your Saint's Cloth, Thunder Slash, and Clim Hazard. With Saint Cloth, this one needs a lot of work. Now, where does the work come from? If you have her on the same team as Rydia or Terra, you have to be careful with the moves from them, so that way her Saint Cloth does not override those self buffs. So that's going to be the biggest change that I could see this going. Another change I could see this is the number of uses. 4 uses of this isn't that bad, and the number of turns it has each time, not that bad, but it's low enough to be a problem. And if she gets more uses of Thunder Slash and the duration of the buffs lasts longer, she's going to be one of those people you definitely want on your team in the fight. And especially if that fight's going to be a long one. So with her second ability, Thunder Slash, this one I can see this as AoE. An AoE splash style. Meaning that intended target gets everything. Non-targets, half. Or 80%. And the overflow amount, I won't be surprised if this is 200%. And also, in addition, I also won't be surprised if this ignores defense. Now with Clim Hazard, and the thing is, I do want to point out here with Thunder Slash and Clim Hazard, I'm just referring to these in regards to which form it is, if it's like the base version or the plus/plus version. So, back to the EX ability, Clim Hazard, the overflow amount is bigger. I want to say maybe, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 200 to 220%. And the amount of brave hits goes up even more. And this also ignores defense and places in the peril of sorts. So the reason why I kind of say it like this is because Beatrix is really good at what she does right now, but can use some improvement. Now, with that out of the way, where is the surprise prediction? Now, like I said, this is a female subject, so if I could find her real quickly without passing her up, see if I can find her. Ah, there she is. Shan Toto. Now, why her? Well, everybody's talking about her 70/70 Awakening and Rework. Now, would it be nice if her alternate costume also showed up with her Rework and 70/70 Awakening? Would it be that bad? In fact, when it's not the if when she gets her 70/70 Awakening, it's the when. I will not be surprised if her alternate costume shows up with it. Now, I do want to point out that Global has had a change, I want to say change, has this trend so far where the Ultimate Esper Trial, insert whoever you feel like, has been going on, it has been going live every other month, meaning that Ultimate Ifrit, end of May, Ultimate Shiva, end of July. If Ultimate Ramu comes up at the end of September, Center could very well delay Shan Toto. Although it might not be a bad thing, because if Shan Toto's 70/70 Awakening is delayed to October, Again, her rework, as well as her 70/70 Awakening, plus her alternate concept. It's not a bad deal. But you know what? I'm not global. I don't get to be decision maker on this sort of thing. I just do predictions for fun. And that is where I'm going to end this video. With Wolvie here, signing off. I will catch you all on the flip side.